Hi friends, welcome to Literary Bee. Hope you all are doing well. Keep learning and growing. हमारा पिछला वीडियो जो हमने किया था वो था मेजर ऑथर्स ऑफ द मिडिल इंग्लिश पीरियड, जिसमें हमने जेफरी चॉसर, विलियम लैंगलैंड और जॉन गोवर के बारे में पढ़ा था। उसी सीरीज को आज हम इस वीडियो में भी कंटिन्यू करेंगे हमारे 3 पोएट्स के साथ। हमारे पहले पोएट हैं द ग्वेन पोएट। इनका ज्यादातर काम 14th सेंचुरी में आया। द एक्चुअल आइडेंटिटी ऑफ ग्वेन पोएट, ऑल्सो नोन एज द पर्ल पोएट, रिमेन्स अननोन. He is named after the manuscript that contains his work, which also include 3 narrative poems. इनका कीवर्ड जो है वो है सर ग्वेन एंड द ग्रीन नाइट। ये बेसिकली एक शिवैलरिक रोमांस है जो स्टोरी बताता है एक नाइट की जो किंग आर्थर का नाइट था और उनका नाम सर ग्वेन था। He accepts a challenge from a mysterious green knight, leading to a test of his honor and courage. It was first printed in 1839. It is one of the most famous and celebrated work of Arthurian literature. The poem begins at a Christmas feast at Camelot in King Arthur's court, where a mysterious green knight suddenly appears and challenges the knights to a game. He offers to let any knight strike him with his axe on a condition that the green knight can return the blow in an year and a day. Sir Gawain, one of King Arthur's knights, accepts the challenge and beheads the green knight. However, Sir Gawain was surprised to see the green knight picking up his head and walking, and also reminding Gawain of their agreement to meet again in an year and a day. The narrative then follows Gawain's journey to seek out Green Knight and fulfill his end of the bargain. Along the way, Gawain faces various trials and temptations, including encounters with a seductive lady and a host of a castle. Though his actions and decisions demonstrate the virtues of chivalry, although he also struggles with fear and temptation. The poem explores themes such as honor, courage, loyalty, and the nature of chivalry, as well as the inevitability of morality. It's also rich in symbolism, with elements like the green knight representing the force of nature and the passage of time. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is admired for its sophisticated poetic form, including its use of alliteration, rhyme, and intricate stanza pattern. It remains a classic of medieval literature and continues to be studied and enjoyed for its timeless themes and compelling narrative. Next of his famous work is the Pearl. Pearl was first printed in 1864. It is another remarkable poem attributed to the same poet. This poem, like Sir Gawain, is written in Middle English and is considered one of the masterpieces of medieval literature. Pearl is a dream vision poem that tells the story of a grieving father who falls asleep in a garden and dreams of meeting his deceased daughter, who appears to him as a beautiful pearl. The poem is structured as a dialogue between the father and his pearl, who represents purity, innocence, and spiritual perfection. Through their conversation, the father grapples with his grief and struggles to reconcile his loss with his faith. The poem, characterized by its intricate structure, vivid imagery, and rich symbolism, it also explores themes of loss, love, salvation, and nature of divine grace. Like Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, Pearl is also renowned for its sophisticated use of language, including alliteration, rhyme, and intricate stanza form. While Pearl may not be as well known as Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, it is equally important in the canon of medieval literature. Both poems showcase the Pearl poet's mastery of language and poetic form, as well as his deep understanding of human nature and spirituality. Our next poem is uh, our next author, sorry, is Julian of Norwich, who was born in 1342 after and died after 1416 AD. Julian of Norwich was an English mystic and theologian, and she was the first poet to write in English. First women poet to write in English. She spent much of her life in seclusion as an anchoress in Norwich. Revelation of Divine Love is a medieval Christian mystical work believed to be first book written in English by a woman. It was authored by Julian of Norwich, an English anchoress and mystic who lived in the 14th century. Julian experienced a series of mystical visions or showings during a severe illness when she was around 30 years old. These visions revealed to her the depth of God's love and interconnectedness of all creation. Julian spent the rest of her life reflecting on the interpreting reflecting on and interpreting these revelations. The revelation of divine love is Julian's account of her vision and her theological reflections on them. The work is structured as a series of revelation or showing in which Julian describes the divine love she experienced and the insight she gained into the nature of God and humanity. Julian's theology is characterized by her profound belief in God's unconditional love and mercy. She famously described God as a loving mother who tenderly nurtures and cares for her children. Julian's writing emphasized the importance of hope, compassion, and trust in God's providence, even in the face of suffering and adversities. The revelation of divine love is considered a classical of Christian mysticism and spiritual literature. It has inspired countless readers over the centuries with its message of divine love and its vision of a world redeemed and transformed by God's grace. Our next author is Margery Kempe, and she was also a mystic, an English mystic of the 14th century, known for writing one of the earliest autobiographies in English literature, the Book of Margery Kempe. She was born around 1373 and died after 1438 AD. Margery Kempe was a devout Christian who experienced intense religious visions and mystical experiences from a young age. She was married and had several children before embarking on a life of intense religious devotion. Despite being married, she claimed to have taken a vow of chastity after the birth of her first child. The Book of Margery Kempe is a fascinating account of her spiritual journey, detailing her religious experiences, encounters with spiritual figures, and struggle with doubt and criticism from others. The book provides a vivid portrait of medieval English life and spirituality, as well as insight into the role of women in religious life during that period. Margery Kempe's autobiography is notable for its candid and emotional portrayal of her religious experiences and her deep devotion to God. She faced criticism and persecution for her unconventional behavior, including weeping, ecstatic outbursts, and visions of Jesus and the saints. However, she remained steadfast in her faith and continued to spread her message of divine love and forgiveness. The Book of Margery Kempe is considered as an important work of the medieval literature and a valuable resource for understanding the religious and cultural history of the Middle Age. Margery Kempe's life and writing continue to inspire scholars and readers interested in Christian mysticism and women's spirituality. So ये हमारे आज के 3 ऑथर्स थे। बेसिकली अगर हम मेजर ऑथर ऑफ द मिडिल इंग्लिश पीरियड के बारे में देखें तो हमको उस पीरियड के बारे में यही पता चल रहा है कि उस टाइम पे ज्यादातर लोग जो थे वो उनकी भावनाएं और या कह लें कि उनकी सोसाइटी ज्यादातर रिलीजन से प्रभावित थी। कुछ लोग ऐसे भी थे जो फोरसी कर रहे थे फ्यूचर को और जो ये चीज जो चाहे हम जेफरी चौसर को देखें, जेफरी चौसर ने भी अपनी कैंटरबरी टेल्स में जो है ह्यूमन नेचर को दिखाया, उसमें डिसीट दिखाई, उसमें कहीं कहीं पर हाँ लव भी था, उसमें ग्रीड थी। उसने जेफरी चौसर ने ह्यूमन नेचर को जो उसमें खामियां जो फ्लॉज हैं उसको दर्शाने की कोशिश करी। अगर हम इसमें देखें यहाँ पर भी इन लोग तो बेसिकली मिडिल इंग्लिश पीरियड जो था वो क्रिश्चियनिटी के ऊपर बेस चल रहा था। उस टाइम पे राइटिंग्स जो थी वो ज्यादातर क्रिश्चियंस के बिलीफ्स और उनकी वर्च्यू सैल्वेशन ये सब को लेके आ रही थी। तो ये हमारा आज का वीडियो था। इफ यू लाइक द वीडियो प्लीज डू लाइक, शेयर and subscribe my channel to keep me motivating. Bye.